The time is now 6:44 this morning, and in March, the Supreme Court will once again hear arguments about Obamacare. The High Court will hear two cases challenging the new health care law. Both involve companies owned by Christian families who say the birth control mandate violates their religious beliefs. The justices are expected to have a decision by late June. So who's right? Employers who don't want to pay for the coverage or employees who want it? Joining us live in the newsroom now is Fox 26 legal analyst Chris Tritico, Fox 26 news analyst Mustafa Tamiz, and public policy analyst Jackie Bally. Mustafa, hey!
he graced us with his presence.
Of you. Exactly. So nice of you to drop by.
Good morning, Donnelly. How are you today?
The meeting didn't last as long as he thought it would. So.
I'm fantastic. So what do you guys have to say about this one?
You know, this has been coming. There's been Hobby Lobby's not the only company suing over this, but the interesting thing, and this is where I think this case you win or lose this case on this fact, that Hobby Lobby and these other national corporations that are now objecting to the Obamacare's mandate that they provide birth control in their health plans. These companies in states like California, which already have state laws that require that they provide birth control benefits for free, just like Obamacare, they have not filed suit over, and they've complied with the state laws. And so their only objection is now that the federal law says that. I think they can lose on that because a religious objection doesn't start with the federal law. A religious objection is a religious objection, regardless of where it starts. Mustafa Tamiz.
Absolutely, and when you look at lawsuits like this, you tend to go, I wonder what is the logic that they're losing. They're complying to state law, but they're not complying to federal law. We live in the United States of America. It's a union. That means that federal law supersedes state law. So if you're following state law, then that means you should. So this is more about creating an anti-President Obama's health care bill, not necessarily about a legal position.
Jackie Bell, let's talk about that for a minute. If Hobby Lobby truly had a fundamental religious objection, wouldn't they have sued the state of California and the other states that already require that they provide birth control benefits for free in their health plans?
Not necessarily, and I think the logic behind lawsuits like these is because they feel now that they're, when the federal law is coming in, first of all, you're saying that federal bureaucrats are going to make financial decisions for their companies. That's the first thing. Second, they really feel that there is an infringement of their constitutional rights. And for those of a lot of Catholics, it goes against their basic tenet of the Catholic faith. So the logic behind lawsuits like these are those three things. And whenever you do see something that a federal law is coming in and superimposing something else that the state already has done or has not done, that's when you start to see the conflict, and that's where the discussion comes up. But that's the logic behind the lawsuits.
Excuse me, but that's my question is, if the objection truly is a First Amendment religious freedom objection, they would have objected when California said you have to provide these benefits, because the objection is not the federal government did it. The objection is my religion doesn't allow me to do this, and so California and these other states, you can't force us to do this. Why didn't they make that objection then?
Because not every state is, first of all, not every state is making them do that. But the federal law is now saying that you must do it regardless of the state you're in. So there are some states that were not putting those provisions on top of these companies, but now the federal law is going to do that, and that's the difference.
Let me come back to you. I want to go to Donnelly real quick. I want to come back to Mustafa. That's what happens when you're late, Donnelly. You don't get to weigh in whenever you want. You have to wait.
Just jump on in there whenever you feel like it. Well, yeah, you know, this one has gotten a lot of people talking about it on my Facebook page. Arnetta Hicks Murray, who is a faithful viewer. Thank you so much, Arnetta, for always watching and commenting. We appreciate you. But she says the birth control mandate is a bit excessive, but she does like Obamacare.
Yeah, thank you. What about that? Is this excessive for the federal government to say to every employer in the United States, we don't care what your religious preference is, you will do this?
Well, look, we set standards on a lot of things, and providing basic birth control pills through health insurance seems very logical, right? I mean, a man's religious freedom stops when it infringes on women's right to have and plan for a family. So at some point, we have to create basic standards. The Supreme Court is clearly going to overrule on this. and we'll go back to business as usual. If President Obama was governor of California, I can guarantee you they would have filed this lawsuit. This is more about President Obama, and because this is healthcare, that companies like Hobby Lobby are objecting. It's a political statement, not a religious statement.
Of course.
Isn't this just another attack on the Obama administration?
Yes, Jackie, isn't it another attack on the Obama administration?
Of course it's excessive. A federal government is going to come in and say, this is what you have to do. And no, it's not just another attack on Obamacare. I mean, we've already talked about the failures of Obamacare.
Oh, yeah.
All right, and we're going to stop right there because this will take the rest of the show. So we're going to leave it right there. We'll be back in the next hour with 2 really good stories.
Actually, Jackie, I think that would have taken the rest of the newscast.
That's right. That's right.
Thanks so much, guys. Looking forward to the next topic.